Hello MMA fans, Grandmaster Ted Gambadella here with the winners and losers at UFC 118. Yes, it's time for the big UFC 118 fight, and this means it's time for the Grandmaster to share the picks of the biggest fights for you mortals out there who want to win tons of money, tons of drinks, or tons of girls. And know who's going to actually win the fights before they happen. And don't forget, I'm right 96% of the time. And when I'm wrong, I blame it on the Democrats, who deserve the blame for everything anyway. So without further ado, here are my picks for the winners. BJ Penn versus Frankie Edgar. As much as I love BJ Penn, Frankie Edgar is going to hand it to him again. He's going to beat him standing up, beat him on takedowns, and beat his butt on the ground. Edgar is too strong, too young, and too good for Penn. Penn will find himself in another battle and put up a great fight, probably go 3, 4, maybe even 5 rounds, but he will lose. He will lose by knockout, tap out, or decision. BJ Penn is finished as a world champion in the UFC. He could be the world champion in the Strikeforce, but he can't be in the UFC. He can't beat Edgar, he can't beat George St. Pierre, and he can't beat my favorite fighter, Matt Hughes, either. Randy Couture versus James Toney. This is not going to be an MMA fight, but a learning lesson for a boxer who has a lot to learn. James Toney thinks he's Superman, but he's really Wonder Woman, and is going to have Couture pull his panties up over his head and kick his butt after breaking his leg with kicks and smashing his huge head on the ground, and teaching him that MMA is about 5 things and boxing is only one of the skills necessary, and not an important one unless both fighters want to box. You need to remember that it takes 2 people agreeing to have a boxing match. Each fighter has agreed not to kick or try takedowns and only use their hands. James Toney can't kick. James Toney can't defend Couture's world-class takedowns, and he will get destroyed on the ground by Couture. We would give Toney a 75-25 chance of beating Kimbo, but only a 5% chance of beating Couture. The only way Toney can win this fight is if Randy gets distracted by some hot babe bending over and while taking a titty peek takes a Toney right. But that's not going to happen. Couture will win by round 2 with a submission or a referee stoppage. Maya versus Miranda. We really don't know enough about these fighters to give an intelligent pick, especially a Grandmaster pick, so we'll do what Dana White does and say that both of these fighters are tough. It's going to be a war. Sparks are going to fly. Blood is going to splatter. And we think Maya will win, but so could Miranda. Florian versus Maynard. Maynard's nickname is the Bully, and it's just right, and as with any bully, he will get exposed and left beaten and crying when he fights someone who is not afraid of him and not intimidated by his bullying. Kenny Florian is too sharp in all aspects of MMA and will send the bully home crying and beaten. Now here's a good one, Davis versus Diaz. This is going to be a good fight. The Irish hand grenade against one of the crazy Diaz brothers. Heaven help us if Diaz loses to some problem that causes his brother and the handlers to attack the referee or Dana White. Diaz is one crazy dude, but he's also very mean. And Davis has a lot of heart and punching power, but we think that Diaz will take him down and beat him on the ground. We're picking Diaz to win this fight and save his brother from going to jail. So those are my Loctite picks, and this time, instead of betting your house, you can bet your tax return money on it. Wait. Most of my critics who leave nasty comments don't pay taxes. They get food stamps or welfare or money from mom. So you can bet your government cheese on it. This is Grandmaster Gambadella. I'll see you next time.